So this is the end of our presentations. And for the interactive panel discussion, I would like to invite all the speakers to the stage and take a seat, please. So we have looked at monitoring with a lot of different angles, from technologies, community engagement, and data governance. And now we'd like to have a short, structured discussion. And I would like to start with Mr. Achim, Professor Sirima, and Professor Gao. In your view, what is the most practical way to integrate new monitoring technologies into existing reference networks, especially in countries with limited resources?
Yeah, maybe I can start here. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. So I think the low-cost sensor network really needs to be treated as an extension to existing reference stations, and then making sure that basically you get it calibrated in various stages. Could be at the manufacturer side first, and a co-location when you deliver the monitors, and then also making sure they don't drift over time. So that you can really like fine-tune the calibration models. And I think this afternoon I'm going to show actually a chart how close you can get the low-cost monitors to reference station quality. And then I think the next step is really like trying to deploy the low-cost sensors much more widely, because obviously the huge cost advantage with the low-cost sensors really allow you to spot emission hotspots that your reference stations might not detect. So to really understand like where are like the problem areas in your city, to use and utilize that low cost monitoring network specifically for that case.
Okay, thank you. It's a very good question. We mentioned the local sensors. In China, 10 years before, we also have a raise of the local sensor. A lot of cities use the local sensors. We calculate it's about 100,000 sensors have been used. But now, just a few years, it disappeared. So this cost most of the people find the local sensor equals to the low quality. So it's a good lesson for us, for China. My comments is we need to know what we need, what we want, and where is the gap. So if we want to use the instruments, no matter how the price of it, if it can be used to address the source, to help to solve the problem, it is useful. It is possible. For example, if you use a LiDAR to find the transboundary transportation, we use the chemical compositions to do the source parchment. If we can address the source, and it's helpful for the government to make the right policy, it will be very useful. It can save a lot of money. We also use local sensors in China now. For example, in Beijing, 3,000 local sensors have been used to rank all the districts at the reference. So it has been used about 10 years. And other cities used to fix the local sensors on the top of the taxis. So with the running of the taxi, it can make the PM2.5 map for city, and they can rank the roads to help the street cleaners to get rid of the dust. Yeah. So I think it's to choose one, to choose the technology. It's depend on what we want and if it can be fit the gap.
Okay, I think I just wrap up from both of them. I think the most practical way is through a systematic calibration. And again, LCS is not replace the reference station. We use it directly as a complementation and amplify the hotspot as Mr. Achim just mentioned. That's it. Thank you. Regarding the how to wisely use the local sensor, I would like to delighted to share a good news to all of you. For the EANET, we have established and developed the technical manuals for the operators, as well as we also developed the guideline for the policymakers how to use the like integrated use with the local sensor as well as reference the instrument. So please tune on with EANET. We're gonna like open soon for all the technical manual and the guidance for the how to use local sensor. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, as the panelists said, I think the low-cost sensors cannot replace the regular monitoring stations, but they are definitely useful in bringing communities together and also complement those air quality monitoring data. And I think it brings to our next question about data governance. My next question is for Ms. Penchom, Mr. Nuttawut, and Professor Lee. What are the government mechanisms that we need to build trust in air quality data, whether it be legal or institutional or community-led?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think the governance is the important issues to solve the pollution problem and for create a better environment and healthier society. So I think a PRTR system and PRTR law will create a combinations of legal, institutional, and like corporations, as well as the community participations to create something like more transparencies in the environmental issues and create a public database that people can access. And when people can access, or many other institutions or like academic can access, we can use this data to monitoring the situation, the quality of environment. And with these combinations, I think we can create like a push for more governance and transparency in doing anything for create a better environment for the society.
For Bridge Bangkok Initiative, what we plan to do and is going to do with BMA is to support in the establishment of the Air Quality Data Governance Committee that overarching the related department that work under BMA from health, environmental, and also from social protection perspective, so that the integrated data will be available. As I mentioned earlier, air quality data, health, climate are often fragmented, not has been in the accessible by the decision makers, and that oftentimes community data is also missing. So that's why our project will try to bring all the elements, including community data, so that when they design the clean air management plan at the city level or at the district level, this kind of information, particularly from the community perspective, how the current clean air initiative have impact on the health and how it could be enhanced so that it could be better and be more tailored and target to the needs will also be part of the integrated platform in the future. Back to your question, this is the kind of what we want to see in terms of the a more meaningful, participatory, and a more transparent air quality governance data. Thank you.
Okay, regarding the data issue, once data is open to the public, then that's going to be very, the different story. So that In Korea, we have got quite a lot of the discussion and the conflict on this part. But again, doing some like a quality control of this where the sensor is going to be the critical issue, so that there might be some way to manage the sensor before to get into the market, so that there was kind of the important part for the data. And then regarding the governance issue, again, because I mean sometimes like the private, even the people just use sensors and put the reading on the internet, so that this is how there might be some kind of way to control this quality of the sensor first. That is the point. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so making data accessible to everybody is important, but also the quality of data and accuracy of data has to come along. We've talked a lot about having this data available, and these data should be really useful in making the modeling accurate as well. So I would like to ask Mr. Bertrand, Dr. Meihua, and Professor Gao, how can numerical models like Chimere and satellite-based tools support local, national, and cross-border air quality management?
Yeah, for air quality models like Chimere or other air quality models, the key is probably the emissions. Because even if we apply, for instance, artificial intelligence model to simplify these models, if we have a bad air quality models, we will have a bad artificial intelligence model after. So the key first is to work on the emissions to fit the model. And then I see that there is, for instance, at ECMOD, they plan to support the government of Nepal and Bhutan to create some high resolution emission inventory and bottom-up emission inventory. So this is probably the best way to work first.
Thank you for the question. I think especially I just talked about the local sensor issues. But in addition, I would like to add some of the issue about how to use the satellite data as well. So I think the satellite data is very massive data and the big data for everyone. And the amazing thing is it's free, open. But how to use? This is need more like technical skill. I think maybe in the developed country, they are affordable for such kind of education and training. A lot of opportunity have been provided. But I think for the developing countries, there's still very huge needs for this kind of capacity building. So I think for this perspective, such kind of like international initiative like EANET or other APCAP, ESCAP, such kind of like international initiative can play a more important role to provide the capacity building and to skill up some like developing countries, the technical officers as well as the scientists to how to use this kind of the massive data and to contribute their policy makings. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. In my opinion, to address the quantify, address the transboundary pollution, the model, emission inventory and monitoring equally important. Take Beijing as an example. 10 years before, they also have a strong conflict with his neighbors as they complain with each other. Now, if you can find the source parchment of PM2.5 from the internet published this year, 50% of the PM2.5 of Beijing come from neighborhood. It's published in the internet, and it's also agreed with his neighbors. So it's use the new version of the emission inventory, and they have a border observation size, and also have a good model to simulate it. So with the help of this data, we have solid evidence to address the boundary, to address the responsibilities. So I think they all of these factors are important. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. Monitoring, modeling, and emissions inventory, all these components, I think it forms the scientific evidence base for decision making. And lastly, I would go back to the governance issue and would like to ask Mr. Nuttawut, Ms. Penchom, and Mr. Achim again. What do you think youth can play a role in this issue, and as well as local communities and civil societies? Can they play some role in shaping monitoring system and influencing air quality policy?
Okay, should I? Okay, I can go first. I'm originally from Germany, and when I grew up, there was a West and an East Germany. And the way actually that Germany got united was actually from the bottom up. It was people demonstrating every Monday for weeks and weeks and weeks. And at some point, they put so much basically pressure on the governments that actually change happened. So I think a key role, and maybe that's not enough happening in conferences like these, is really inviting the civic society and enabling them to make a case. Because I feel if you look back, the civil rights movement, women rights, women voting rights, for example, it all came bottom up. So I think we really have to enable the civic society, give them the tools that they can make a case.
For me, civil society, youth group, and also the community can play a very instrumental and very crucial role in terms of air quality monitoring from a different angle. For example, in terms of air quality monitoring, the community-led initiative, for example, or establishing or expanding the network of ambient air quality network that city is trying to establish through the use of local sensor and also innovative air quality monitoring tool that can be used by community. They could be part of that network in terms of air quality monitoring, so that the government will be held accountable. At the same time, will ensure that their perspective will be heard into community management. At the same time, they also engage in terms of budgetary process that city do, and that is why we pilot the participatory budgeting process, where the community could engage in the design of the how budget are allocated at the district level. So that are the two key examples of how the community can be integrated and make air quality governance more participatory. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. I think active citizens in every generation and every career are critical actors in environmental monitoring and supporting the government, local authorities to solve the problem, particularly pollution or any problems. And PRTR system can create an open data sources and open for public to access. And when public can access information, the data, they can use this data to support them in monitoring the system, in monitoring the environment. And PRTR can is an effective tool to identify the pollution sources. And these are very helpful for everyone to efficiently monitoring. At the same time, if the monitoring go on, and when there is a toxic emission or any problem happens, PRTR can support for putting into place or establish the early warning systems. So this is very helpful for every stakeholder and government to reach out to solve the problem immediately.
Okay, thank you so much. I think this is the end of our panel discussion. So please give a big round of applause to our wonderful panelists.